Hey guys, Mozu with Negron Tech here, and we're going to be looking at 0.4, right? POE 2, new league. I actually really love POE 2. I like it more than POE 1 now. I know it's a crazy take, but for me, limited time, new dad, newborn at home, way easier to play and keep up with POE 2 than POE 1, in my opinion, right? Like, I'm kind of tired of POE 1, especially this league was like super lackluster. All right, anyway, mainly focus on warrior. I may play druid to start, and a bear fire focused druid is probably gonna be what I'm gonna play, but like a slam focused, maybe I'll play fucking titan shapeshifter bear. I don't know, right? We'll see. But let's get into it. So we're gonna be playing warrior most likely. Warbringer got some changes, as you can see here. Not really sure how different it is, right? But I'm mainly a titan guy, so let's talk about titan. Surprising strength was removed. That's great. Crushing impacts. This is huge. So crushing impacts, now you get crushing blows and you get a 20% more damage multiplier. This is actually so good where I think leveling up this is going to be the default way to play. In combination with the Bone Shatter fix, because I knew something was up with Bone Shatter. Probably a lot of people that played Warriors since really early access launch knew something was up with Bone Shatter, where like the AoE Aftershock of Impact Shockwave was not really like scaling. But now everything should be scaling with that Aftershock, so the clear's going to be way better. This multiplier actually works with Armor Explosion too, so like this is actually probably going to be the level, the play when you get your first Ascendancy, your first lab, your trial. You're probably going to go this first because there's really nothing like getting Crushing Blows and that more modifier is going to be crazy. Even for like a Volcanic Fissure, like clear, like early on, get Volcanic Fissure, Upheaval, and Armor Explosion, and you're going to get like really good clear. Like that and the Stampede, you're going to be a great time. Or you could use the classic like Bone Shatter focus, so very good. Mountain Splitter, this is very interesting. It has nothing to do with my Volcanic Fissure build, right? And four chamber build, that's actually my favorite way to play Titan. But all of a sudden, this actually really opens up like maybe an idea of like other slams, like maybe playing even not Earth Shatter, but like Earthquake, Rolling Slam has some synergy with Stampede. I don't know how it's gonna work exactly. Sunder, but Sunder's attack speed got buffed, I believed, but like I just don't think Sunder's gonna be much to be actually as like a main skill for like clear and everything else. But it is interesting, right? Because when you think about it, there is a new support gem that does this, but this does not have the downside of the damage. I think the support gem nullifies a lot of your damage, so that's kind of like why we use that support gem. And this is every third slam, so I don't know. It could be very interesting with something like Earthquake. I'm hoping with the new passive tree, because we got like 250 nodes, a lot of them are supposedly not warrior and melee, like bottom left focused. That's kind of fine because we got a big passive tree rework. So I don't think, like, this may be interesting depending on what the tree has, but generally not so much. If it was every other slam, maybe be a little bit better, but like this should, for those people that go Titan and go crazy in the tree, like all the way around to reduce duration, like I don't know how to zoom out, but yeah, all the way over here, like maybe this could be an idea of a support, right? So, but anyway, like Crushing Impacts is massive. Smith and Katava got a bunch of change. I haven't played Smith and Katava since the launch, so I haven't read about this too much. I don't think Smith and Katava Volcanic Fissure is probably the best way to play it. Again, like you're gotta know that Fist of War 3 and Sessional Empowerment did not get changed, so that's like nuts. Right, just like it's just absolutely the same thing. So very cool. A whole bunch of other skill changes, some support changes. The one big support jam I do want to talk about is Combs Madness. Huge buff. I always preferred this to Upheaval 1 and 2. So now you're really getting 20%, another 20% less removed. So like absolutely incredible for clear. It just helps so much. Our build got even better, and then Volcanic Fissure got buffed too. It's actually also a great solo self-found build because we don't care so much about getting Rakiatas, right? Because like we're never almost doing 100% fire damage, right? Impact Shockwave, this is what you're seeing over here. So that's awesome. Like we knew something was up, but like this is actually such a massive change that it could happen to where like all this with my Fist of War Ancestral Empowerment, all this with what's it called? Where do I talk about it? I talk about it over here, but all this with like how good Crushing Impacts is, it can be very good. It can be so good that it could like rewarp how we play, where like you might not even really use, like a lot of people don't even use Volcanic Fissure. They just use Forge Hammer and Leap Slam, Bone Shatter, that's fine. But like this buff and change is so good that like with like good area investment, Aftershock, it's gonna be really nice, right? And especially with this, like what this does now is that you can go Crushing Impact and now you get like more life or more armor, and you don't have to go ancestral empowerment. This is kind of like, they're all so good, but ancestral empowerment, that's 2 nodes, and you might not get that until like your Uber lab, you know, because you really want hooking form. So that's something to think about. So those are the big changes. I'm not sure really what else. Again, Volcanic Fissure got a buff. A little bit damage buff. This really just helps clear because you only get really 1 fissure, not 1, but you can only use this or 4 chamber. So that's something to think about. The Wind Dancer got, or not Wind Dancer, but one of the things got removed that like just like you move and like clear the map. Not gonna really look at uniques because I'm a solo self-found guy focused, and I'm not gonna talk about uniques when it's like I can't make a guy with uniques and then you're playing solo self-found and you don't get it, and then it's not fair, right? So that's why I don't do it. But you know, a whole bunch of other shit. But really quick, that's it. Like, this warrior build, I did update the guide, so if you are going to play warrior or titan and you're going to play Volcanic Fissure, it's a really good build. Absolutely works in solo self-found. It feels amazing. Becoming Comb, Ancestral Cry, really good uptime. The endurance charge generation. There's so much good about this build. You know, I think if you haven't played it, give it a chance because it is absolutely incredible. It also scales incredible to the late game because, you know, you can always go Earth Shatter and go into my next point, like Earth Shatter with Fissures 2 also works really well. But now the one other change I do want to talk about is that they did add this like anti-burst. I don't know how to look this up. Yeah, so now bosses have an anti-burst mechanism. Now, this really doesn't affect us. This affected people that really did Earth Shatter. So for us, it's kind of like fine because I like to prep the warcries. I like to prep my empowerments and stuff like that, and then get everything going, and then like Forge Hammer. Then you rolling, and like your big burst isn't coming to the heavy stun anyway. So this really doesn't affect us. This is probably, you're really not going to feel this nerf from my build. So there's that, and 6 minutes or just under 7 minutes. That's it. Mozu and that Rat Tech here. Have a good one, guys. TLDR, Titan got pretty massively buffed with Crushing Impacts and Aftershock and Bone Shatter. That's huge. Leveling got massively buffed because now you can go Crushing Impacts, get Crushing Blows, more damage on Heavy Stun. Armor Explosion going to be great early on. Just Bone Shatter, great early on. Generally, just like Volcanic Fissure got buffed, and some of the support gems like Cone's Madness, those are the big ones, and that's really it, man. Like, if you're gonna play Titan, like I know a lot of people are gonna play Druid, but I might play Titan and do Druid stuff early, maybe, I don't know, and then maybe we'll go and go back to Volcanic Fissure or a Fire Titan, and yeah, we gotta really wait to the passive tree rework and see what happens if we got anything. If not, it is what it is. But that's it, guys. Mozu, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'll link the guide and you can see it. You know, pretty decent guide, I would say. Not the best, but you know, I don't have all the time in the world. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. Have a good one.